What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm bringing you a little Scout Sniper gameplay on Modern Warfare 3. You know, I grew up in a different age of video games. I did. I mean, I grew up when the Super Nintendo was popular, and I started playing video games at a very young age, probably around age 4. And one of the first things I did when I started playing video games was I quickly found a nostalgia to play older video games. Even when the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis was out, I would still hook up my regular Nintendo, was what we used to call them, and play older games. It's just the natural feel, the flow of things. Back in the day, they didn't really have what you call posts and patches and things like that. Posting a game, patching a game after its release has been around for a while. I mean, like 90. I couldn't pinpoint the first date. First date I remember it being around was in Diablo 1 and back in 96. And that's been pretty much a problem with the PC world. Well, the newer consoles, the PS3 and the Xbox 360, they have pretty much started this as well. You know, posting games after they come out to fix them up. But one of the problems that pretty much going to be ran into is they've pretty much killed off nostalgic gaming at this point. Think about it. Let's use Bad Company 2 for an example. If you went and bought Bad Company 2 used right now, you couldn't pretty much play the online multiplayer without buying a pass. Where do you buy the pass at? You buy the pass at Xbox, on the Xbox Live Marketplace or the PlayStation Marketplace. What would happen if the network would fall down? Seriously, what would happen? It would pretty much lose DLC content. Like, for example, Fallout is a game that I love, and it has, 4 or 5 fantastic expansions per Fallout game. They add so much to the game, and obviously, yes, they do sell them on disc. But the fact is, what if you bought the disc on DLC, and 10 years down the road, you're thinking, I want to play Fallout 3. Well, you go to play Fallout 3, and let's say the Xbox 360, I don't know, gets eclipsed by something. Or the PlayStation gets eclipsed by something. Let's say the Steam console just reigns supreme and puts the other two out of the console business. Alright, so Xbox 360 and PlayStation, their consoles still exist, but their network isn't there. Now, hours upon hours of gameplay that would normally enrich the game are no longer there at all. And it's over and over again. Games now come with an expiration date. And that expiration date is kind of disheartening. I mean, think about all the avid, retro gamers out there. Hell, most Let's Play channels are based off that. Imagine if Final Fantasy had expiration dates on their titles. Well, the new ones might, like 11. But I'm talking about like Final Fantasy, 6, Final Fantasy 7. Imagine if you couldn't play sections of the game of Final Fantasy 7 now because of DLC content. Because of stuff that's just straight up lost forever. A good measure of something that's lost forever. How many of you probably can track down a Hellfire expansion pack for Diablo? That's who made that? Sierra Games. That thing is so hard to get your hands on. It's ridiculous. You might think to me, "Hey Wings, I don't give a shit. I don't care about playing Fallout 3. I played it when it came out brand new." Well, look at it this way. Here's why you should give a shit. Even if you never intend to ever play another game, when it doesn't come out, if you plan on selling all your games to GameStop and buying the new games as they come out, more power to you. But here's what they're doing. They're making your dollar worth less. Point example. When you bought a game for, I think they were like $40 back in the day. Well, actually, some of them actually came down. It got to the point where they were $80. I remember buying Sub-Zero Mythologies for the 64 for $80, and they recently gotten cheaper. But for that $80, that game was there for the rest of your life as long as you took care of it. Hell, I still have Sub-Zero Mythologies and my 64 today. All I have to do is hook them up, and boom, I'm playing Sub-Zero Mythologies. I don't know why I'm using this game as an example, but now that they are basically creating this DLC content that might not be around forever, your $15 is just $15 wasted for 3 or 4 hours of enjoyment. Where's the guarantee that's going to basically state that this is always going to be available? And the reason I'm making this such a big push at this right now is because of cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is going to become the next standard of video games, where you save everything on servers that's not on your home console. This will save room for hard drive space to make more room to put more power into the consoles. Great, fantastic. Well, what when you download something on cloud or something on Steam, you don't have a physical copy anymore. Everything is a digital imprint. And one of the reasons I'm making such a big deal of this is, remember when the PlayStation Network crashed? Well, I lost everything that I downloaded on the PlayStation Network, and I have to buy them again. Most notably was my PS1 classics. I downloaded games like Final Fantasy VII and Resident Evil and Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy Tactics. I paid my money up front, and I played them, but when I wanted to play them again, they told me I needed to download it again. I go, oh, cool. I guess I'll download them again since I have lifetime right to the game. Well, I went to download them again. Guess what I didn't have access to? They wanted me to shell out 10 more bucks. And it's like, now I can't even prove that I've had them, because they send you a digital receipt which gets lost in an email, or maybe you delete the email, and it's just not there no more. And what happens when cloud gaming does something like that? What if somebody like a hacker takes cloud gaming down for a week, and you spent, I don't know, $1,000 over the last 3 or 4 years downloading games off cloud or off Steam or whatever, and they don't give it to you back. You just, boom, out of your money. Whereas normally you'd have those games forever. Like I still have Sub-Zero Mythologies, and I'll probably have that game the rest of my life, because to me, I go back and replay games. I do. And I know a lot of people like to trade their games in at GameStop and whatever, but the $15 to $20 GameStop will give me is not worth that $60 game that I bought. I will get more enjoyment out of it, or I'll replay it later, or maybe I'll do a Let's Play on it later or whatever, or play it on the live stream at some point. There's games I haven't touched in a while, but then there's that, wild hair gets up your ass and you actually want to play the game, and now all of a sudden you can't. I don't know. What do you guys think about this gaming market and how it's changing? And I mean, I had a debate with a guy at GameStop the other day, and I told him that the new consoles are pretty much going to try to put used games out for sale. But I don't know if you know this. GameStop makes 70 to 80% of their money. These are made up figures now, but let me just go and use this term: large majority of their cash off used games, because you only make about $8 off a brand new game. The reason I know this is because us at PKA, we tried to actually buy Modern Warfare Black Ops in bulk, like 10,000 copies, and was going to sell them early to everybody that subscribed to us. Well, they were willing to sell us at like $51 a copy, and at $51 a copy, the store's making like $8 to $9 after it's all said and done, because they sell the game for $59.99. And so $8 a new copy, and then you have Timmy coming around here, and he basically sells you a copy of I don't know, let's say Black Ops, and you give him $15 for Black Ops, and you put it back on your shelf for $61. Now all of a sudden, $51. Now all of a sudden you're making, what was that, $5.20? That's like $30 some profit, opposed to $8 profit. And I noticed this most extensively on the at the GameStop the other day. They took the Xbox new releases and the used games and flipped them, and I'm like, dude, that's underhanded. Now, because they try to make it hard to digest what game's new and what's not, because they make more money off of used games. Well, I'm kind of on a rant here. What do you guys think about the whole basically losing games? I mean, the DLC, if the PlayStation Network would ever go down, every DLC that you've ever had would be null and void, that you've ever paid for, and you'd be losing thousands of dollars and nothing to show for it. I mean, I don't know. It's been your boy Wings of Redemption. If you could, please leave a rating on this video. Helps me very much.